What's good, everybody? This is episode, what is it, 5?
We're on episode 5 now.
Shit, man, that's more than I thought we'd do. No lie. I didn't think we'd make it this far.
What do you mean we wouldn't make it? Come on, just
Yeah,
because you're
right.
busy doesn't
No,
matter.
you guys set the bar low, so like once you get there, you can pat yourself in the back.
Yo, it's like our ball league. I expected us to win one game. We make it to the finals.
That's right. Like so that was like a winning.
Yeah,
It was a winning season for us.
That's true.
But anyways, episode 5, boys and girls, ladies, gentlemen, everybody in between. We're gonna talk about what are we gonna talk about? We're gonna talk about we'll talk about Ramadan for a little bit.
Yes.
We promised that last week as well.
Yeah.
Last episode.
We're gonna
give
talk
everybody like this is gonna be more for the people who don't know about Ramadan.
Mm-hmm.
Right? So clearly for the white people and basically. And then we'll get into about the tragedy that happened over the weekend a little bit. Not too much because, there's not much more that you can say other than what's already been said. And then we'll talk about the NBA, how it's going to return, the plans, playoff formats. And we'll go from there.
All right, sounds good. So, this is a very special podcast because it is the first podcast where we have snacks in front of us.
Yeah.
And I can eat.
That's right.
Yeah.
My guy can finally be hydrated. It sucks because that was just water.
Yo, they don't even know that.
Yeah, that's true. That's not water.
It was ginger ale.
Ginger
ale. Alright, so start us off, yo. Saad, what's Ramadan about?
Oh shit, you're putting me on the spot. Yeah, actually I have no clue, like a little bit of.
Okay. So I mean, I
should know more.
Hanging out with all the Muslims.
Yeah.
Okay.
So like I'm not a Muslim, I'm Buddhist, so which is why I don't know much about Ramadan, but I should know because all of my closest friends are Muslims.
No man, it's all good, yo. That's why I'm here. So basically Ramadan is a month in the Islamic calendar. So for 30 days this month is a very special month for us. We follow the lunar calendar, so it goes from new moon to new moon. So basically for 30 days, we kind of devote ourselves mostly to religion and to peacefulness and to just like being devout towards God and whatnot, right? One thing we do during Ramadan is we fast from sunrise to sunset while this man opens up a box of chips.
Yeah.
So as soon as the sun comes up, we stop eating. So that means food, water, pleasures of the mind and soul. You're not supposed to be...
Not the flesh.
Of the flesh, true. You're not supposed to be doing things that are, like, unproductive. You're supposed to continue your daily life. You can't just, like, not eat and sleep all day because that's pointless. Mm-hmm. And the whole reasoning for us to be putting ourselves through these stresses, like fasting and abstaining from a whole bunch of different things, is number one, the abstaining from food and water brings us closer to people in this world that actually can't afford to have food and water on the regular.
Yeah.
So for, 12 to 18 hours a day, we actually kind of feel what our brothers feel all over the world.
And sisters.
And brothers and sisters. And everybody in between.
Yeah.
Another thing is, when you bring your mind to a place of kind of it's almost like a mental self-isolation.
Yeah.
Because I can't go out and, have dinner with my boys or lunch with my boys. I can't go partying, we shouldn't be listening to music and whatnot. So you kind of like reflect on yourself and do what needs to be done.
Yeah. And what is that like though? Like do you actively think about what you just said? Kind of?
Yes and no. So I am far from being a perfect Muslim.
Neither is just about everybody else. Everybody, you can't be perfectly devoted to your religion, right? Like it's impossible.
I understand. Perfection is a state of mind that's unachievable because all we can do as humans is get better.
Yeah.
So every year I try to get better with all my devotions, whatnot, you know, I end up listening to music. I go on social media. I let myself be distracted by everything. So I don't actively think about it. But I do find during these 30 days, I am like closer to God.
Right.
You know? Not trying to make this too religious, but...
No, I'm pretty sure if anybody out there who has been fasting for the last month, you probably attest to that.
Yeah.
Right? There's a part of you. Like I'm guessing, and this is more than any other time that all Muslims are connected, right? Like there's that sense of connection there.
Yeah. So there's also a couple of different things that happens in Ramadan in terms of like connecting Muslims is we break our fast at sunset, and we usually have like a bigger feast, and we usually do it with family together.
Iftar.
Yeah. Iftar.
Yeah.
So one thing is like I have been kind of adamant about this. Like SK has been at my house many years for Iftar. I usually throw like 2 parties a year for my boys. We go to our different friends' houses. We go to family members' houses, and unfortunately this year, due to COVID-19, we haven't been able to do that.
Right, it's mostly been a Zoom flex. Not even,
right? Like,
Zoom, yeah.
It's a really weird situation not being able to do that. Another thing that we do as Muslims is we do a prayer at night, which usually a lot of men especially go to mosques to do the prayer. It's like a longer prayer that we do. Again, you know, trying to bring ourselves closer to God and whatnot. And that's a whole other thing, because you go to the mosque, and again, I have far from it. I struggle with going to mosque for this because I'm lazy.
Yeah. No, a lot of people, like... Man, like, I think, especially when you're 25, you're not mature. You're not old enough to understand what your religion actually stands for. Mm-hmm. I feel like you get the concept, but you're not mature enough to sort of let that settle in, sink in. Right? I'm the same place with my religion, too. Like, I don't think people say, oh, meditate, this, that. I'm like, yo, I'm 25. Like,
how often do you go to a temple?
Like, never. Like, once, twice a year.
Oh, okay.
But, like, my mom, dad, we pray almost every day. They pray every day. In fact, in the morning, since I dropped my mom off, I actually play a YouTube clip for, like, 30 minutes. That's like a prayer. Okay. Supposed to bring, like, relax you, bring good luck, whatever. Not good luck, like, keep you safe. Sort of, right? But, again... She asked me a couple of days ago, are you listening to this? I'm like, sort of, but not really. Because that was the truth. Like, I can't just digest what's in there just yet. I feel like it'll come down as I mature and my testosterone levels go down.
Yo, don't say that, man. Our test levels should not be going down anytime soon.
Yeah, that's true. So this fucking iron I've been pumping is not going down.
Oh, quick question though. What language are your prayers in?
Oh, I should know this. It's like shit.
But it's not Sinhalese.
Something Indian, yeah.
But it's not Sinhalese?
No.
Okay.
Oh yeah, let me get back to that.
And do you understand that language though?
No.
Okay, so that's my point too. That's the kind of point I wanted to get out. Is that like Muslims, we do all our prayers in Arabic. But I barely know, I know 4 or 5 words.
Yeah.
So a lot of times I'm making prayers, I have no idea what I'm saying.
Right.
So one thing that I do find myself doing, especially during Ramadan, is again, being such a holy month, I'm like, you know what? Let me just figure out what I'm saying. Like, what am I saying to God when I'm saying these words, these sounds, right? So then that's something that I found this Ramadan that I did.
Sanskrit,
okay.
Right.
Yeah, funny enough, Bangla letters came from Sanskrit letters.
Yeah, makes sense, man.
I guess the entire subcontinent has the same type of letters.
Yeah. A lot of curvy stuff, from what I gather.
Curvy letters, curvy women.
No, we're not going there. Not in this party.
Okay, see, Ramadan ended, I'm already talking some BS. What's wrong with me?
Nah, dude, it's just, like I said, testosterone. I'm
on
testy levels.
Yeah, so what I was saying going back is it was a really, really weird Ramadan, not being able to, have iftar with my boys, not being able to go to the mosque. And then another thing that we usually do is we usually stay up late during Ramadan.
Yeah.
And we have late night dinners, and We go to restaurants at like 3 a.m. to eat because like that's the only time we can eat.
Yeah.
This year couldn't do any of that. It was very lonely. And so the last 10 days of Ramadan is like the most special 10 days of the month itself. So the entire month is special as it is. And then the last days are super special because it was, it's told in our religion that our Prophet Muhammad Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam was actually brought up to heaven to speak to God during one of these 10. We don't know exactly. They say it's during one of the odd nights of the last 10 days. We don't know exactly what night it is. A lot of people practice it being on the 27th night. But, you know, like, that's up to, you know, discretion of our scholars and whatnot. What I was taught was it's one of the odd nights, so I can't guarantee any of this information.
Mm-hmm.
You know?
Mm-hmm.
Like, as in a lot of religion, we practice based on faith and not based on full knowledge because God knows
knowledge
best.
is impossible, right?
Yeah, exactly. Anyway, so like the last 10 days, again, that's a special thing. Like that 27th night, even last year, what happened was my family, my parents, my sister, we met up with my cousins. We all went to mosque together. And then after mosque, we all went to, I guess, breakfast. It was around like 3 o'clock in the morning. It was lit, man. The entire family were at a restaurant. The restaurant's packed. Like, the Muslim community in Toronto is quite big, so it was a lot of fun.
It's lit more so in a family togetherness type of way, not like litty lit, like, you know.
Yeah, we're not. No one's getting turned.
Yeah. It's not like turn up lit. Yeah. It's
but
like
then, after all this ends, comes Eid, which gets lit.
Yeah.
That's when we start turning up. You know, we have parties. So one thing we do regular Eids is you go to. It's a long day. You spend an entire 30 days of fasting. A lot of people lose weight. A lot of people actually gain weight, which is surprising.
It makes sense though. Like, because everybody eats terrible.
Yeah, you eat terrible. Yeah, we eat pretty terrible food for iftar, and you're binge eating at night.
Yeah.
So like you're.
And in general too, like what we put in our bodies is like rice and this and that. Like,
yeah, especially doing all that right before you sleep.
Yeah.
But yeah, so the thing is on Eid, especially a guy like me who loses weight, I gotta make up all that weight. So we go to different houses and we just start eating some like biryani, some curry,
some munch away.
Keep munch away. Like a typical year, I'll go between like 8 and 10 houses during the day, eating. You know, at every single house, not a lot for each house.
Yeah, and me too. I tag along.
And
at
then
least 3 or 4 houses.
And then there's a party at one of our houses at night.
Yeah.
I just chill out, relax, get into like wrestle.
Yeah. But it's this year was a huge bummer, man.
Mm-hmm.
But, you know, it's what it is. What can you do, right?
Yeah. Another thing that happened this year, just to go back to this. Eid, we had our morning prayer. And usually our morning prayer is done huge. Like, my family likes to go to like the biggest prayer in Toronto, which is down in downtown. Usually at the CNE. There they have like anywhere, I'd say between like 12 to 15,000 people.
Seriously?
Dude, it's huge. Like, when I say, like, you can get lost in there. Like, I remember in years past, before everyone had cell phones, we would get lost and be stuck there being like, okay, fuck, where's my mom? Where's everybody, right?
Jeez,
like, before we go in, we'd, like, you know, pick, like, there's so many people. And then there's usually, like, festivals. And you can imagine, especially in the CNE, they have all this room. They have, like, rides and stuff for kids. They have, like, some of the bigger mosques in Toronto, too.
Yeah.
But again, this year couldn't do any of that. We ended up doing a Zoom prayer. So had my laptop, you know, had like a person speaking. Me and my family were in my living room. We all got decked out though. That's the one thing. My sister was implied. She's like, no, we're all gonna get dressed up and we're all gonna do this. So we all got decked out. We just like sat in our living room. We had breakfast together. Then we're just kind of like looking at each other what we're gonna do.
No, but that's still sick, man.
Yeah.
At least you didn't completely abandon that.
Yeah.
Vibe, right? You still had that going. So speak a little about. So obviously, I don't know what it's like to be a Muslim.
Mm.
And then on top of that, it's not like you can hide your religion during this month.
Yeah.
Right? Like, you know, either way, it's gonna come out one way or another. Somebody gives you whatever, water, food, whatever.
Mm-hmm.
I'm fasting. How's their treatment been? Because especially given the fact that we're all, you know, you're in an environment where you work with other people, whatever. How's that been?
So
just curious.
This has been the first time I've been in a situation where I'm the only Muslim. So in years past, like when I was at school, you know, there was other Muslims there during this month. When I was working, there was other Muslims there. A couple of years ago, SK and I worked at a small engineering firm, and even there, it was like manual labor. But I had Muslim coworkers that kind of like,
yeah. You had quite a bit of Muslim coworkers there.
Over there, right?
Yeah.
So this year, working at this a financial institution, I was the only granted like because of the COVID shutdown. Like I don't even work in retail banking anymore. I work helping out like phone lines and whatnot. So there's only 6 people in my office, but I was the only Muslim. And there was actually a guy there who had never heard of like people fasting during Ramadan and stuff.
Right.
So one of my friends there actually like she knows all about it.
Mm-hmm.
Right? She like was like, yeah, you know, she's seen this before because she's grown up in Toronto. So this other coworker of mine grew up in Vaughan, and I guess like he was never exposed to it as much.
Mm-hmm.
Anyways, he had a lot of questions, and it was more so of a place of curiosity than anything.
Yeah,
right?
As
like,
it should be.
He would like offer me food and stuff. I'm just like, yo, I can't have any. It was kind of awkward because like, since there's only 6 people, everyone is always bringing in like there was candy there,
right.
there was cake, there was like a birthday, there was we found out one of my coworkers got pregnant, so there was a cake for her. At least twice a week, our manager, both our managers, God bless their souls, like they're super nice people, brought in food from outside, and I'm just sitting there like waiting, being like, can't eat any of this. Like one day they brought California sandwiches, and like I'm just like, yo, I really want this, man.
I'm pretty sure I would have broken my fast many times.
Yeah, that's what my buddy was saying too. He's like, yo, he would have broken his fast like multiple times. I was like,
yeah. Listen, man, that speaks to at least like, you know, that speaks to the respect and thing you have for your religion, right? Like, I feel like the fact that you restrained yourself, that's like something to be proud of. I
realized like a lot of this stuff, especially with food, like I've mentioned this before, I have a really weird thing with food. Is I'm super lucky that I'm skinny, but I eat like crap. Like I see junk food, I eat it. That's my problem. I've gone out of my way to buy junk food so much, right? But then during this month, I literally ate almost zero junk food. I had like a couple popsicles, like 3 popsicles and cookies. No, seriously, I had 3 popsicles and cookies twice during the entire 30 days, right? And that's just because...
It's alright, we're going to make up for it this month.
Yo, we're sitting in front of us. We got
Pringles and some fucking...
chocolate cookies. What is this? Sticko?
Yeah, there you go.
It's like these...
What more do you want?
Yeah, you're right. So I feel like it's more of a mental thing. Because like I didn't really feel physically hungry too much.
Right.
And fortunately enough, like since I was in an enclosed environment, I wasn't really...
You had AC and all that stuff.
I had AC and stuff, so I didn't get dehydrated. The couple of days we played soccer and ball, I got dehydrated.
That was bad. I can sense like...
Yeah. Especially...
Your soul was like pretty close to leaving your body.
The day before Eid was the toughest day. The day where...
Soccer?
Yeah.
That was a soccer, yeah.
The fucking Masfik just kept on running and running like an animal. I don't understand what's wrong with this guy. He's like, yo, let's go run laps.
Did he fast?
Yeah, he fasted. He always fasts. Like, he's really good at that, though.
There you go.
But, like, yeah, it's been more of a mental... It's just, like, mentally being like, okay, I don't need these, like, dude, my manager bought, like, 3 bags of these Cadbury mini eggs. And I'm just like, yo, I can't have this. I can't have this. I can't have this.
Yeah.
And then on Monday, there was, like, out of those 3 bags, 1 bag was still untouched. I finished half bag by myself.
There you go.
And one day, my manager pointed out, he's like, hey, look, the one day you're not fasting. Look what happened to all the eggs. I'm like, it is what it is. What it is. Yeah.
Yeah, man, that's yeah, that's good.
No, man. You know, we do it for our souls. We do it to make ourselves realize that, hey, a lot of people are unfortunate out there, man. A lot of people, I chose not to eat. A lot of people don't have that choice. That choice is made for them. So then what are they doing?
Yeah. It's good, though. I guess it allows you to feel some sympathy and empathy, right?
Yeah. Speaking of sympathy and empathy, tragic thing happened on Monday, the 25th.
Yeah.
George Floyd, a black man in
Minneapolis, right?
Minneapolis, yeah, passed away due to police brutality.
Yeah. Like, it's almost like I didn't understand what the hell was. There were people around, people recording.
So,
and it got to a point where he just died right then and there.
No, he didn't die right then. He died in hospital.
Oh, right. I mean, the damage was done then and there.
Did you Did you understand why the cops even showed up there?
No, see, so like I've done like zero research on this.
Okay.
So I'm not sure what went on there. I don't know how this came about.
Mm-hmm.
One thing for sure, nobody deserves to have their fucking, neck get stomped up by like knee, right? Like I don't even know what the hell that was.
Yeah, literally the cop like had him. So the video that I saw was the cop was on top of him with his knee on his George's neck.
On George's neck.
And at this point, like he's yelling.
And he's put significant amount of pressure on it.
Yeah, dude.
And it's not like he's just, sometimes you can just place the neck in there
mm-hmm.
and be like, well, don't move. But this guy was legitimately putting pressure on it.
Yeah, and dude, George, like Mr. Floyd was begging for his life.
Yeah.
Like, it was brutal. So I tried looking at the police report and whatnot. I still couldn't find the reasoning. Like, I know I found the reason they have on the police report. So, basically, he was at a deli and there was a complaint about a attempted forgery.
The fuck does that mean?
So, it's called attempt. So, the whole thing that I read was, like, the actual...
Giving out fake money? What?
It didn't even say fake money, fake ID, nothing. It just says attempted forgery. Right?
It's a deli, so it has to...
like, I don't know. And so then they came and the police report said that he was in his car and he was intoxicated. They said that he was intoxicated in his car and so the reason they had to apply all that force was he was resisting arrest.
Right.
But according to the person who recorded it, and apparently there's another, I only saw
So the fact that he was in handcuffs, I guess that's not enough resistance, right? Whatever.
No, okay. But that being said, okay. So the police report was very shoddy too. Like I was reading the police report, I was like, I couldn't make heads or tails. I'm like, okay. So they came in saying that he was attempting forgery of what I don't know.
Right.
And then they said that he was intoxicated in his car, and then when he got out of his car, he was resisting arrest, right? Mm. But a bystander said that. He just came out of his... Like, they came up to him. They don't know about the whole attempted forgery thing because that's when the bystander was there. They came up to him. They put him in handcuffs first and he complied. But then they threw him on the ground and had him like that. And another thing is, like, in the video itself, when he's on the ground, like, getting choked out, he's actually, like, begging, being like, can I have some water? Can you explain what's going on? Like, and then he started calling for his mama. Like, at one point, he actually, like... He's like, his stomach was hurting and couldn't breathe.
Disgusting.
Man, that actually gave me like, what was that 2014? The gentleman that passed away,
right,
from police brutality. His line was, "I can't breathe."
I can't breathe. Yeah. So now I know the guy got fired, and I know there's protests right outside the police station.
So there was 4 of them at the scene. There's 4 cops at the scene. 2 were in the video, and 2 were
they deserve to lose their jobs permanently.
All 4 of them got fired. I think more so than that, like there needs to be actions taken. Right? There should be punishment, like because like literally you've killed a man at this point.
Yeah, they should be charged for murder, gross negligence. Like there has to be certain steps. Right, I'm pretty sure the right lawyer can actually bring up a class action lawsuit. I don't know what I'm talking about, but same time, like, there could be some action taken, like. You know what I mean? Like, there has to be some level of fear for people in these, I guess, authoritative positions that they can't just go on about doing shit just because, they got handcuffs and weapons and whatnot. Like, police is supposed to serve the community and act as a figure of, they're supposed to be like heroes, right? When you're a kid, you're supposed to look at as a policeman as a hero. Mm-hmm. Like, that's... I mean, I don't even know, like, how it got to this level of, I guess, fucked upness.
Man, that's the thing. Like, in the last couple of weeks, it's not, like, since quarantine started, this hasn't been the only big case that's popped up.
Yeah, I'm sure.
There's been a lot of, like, cases that's popping up.
Good thing is it's only happened in the States. Like, in a weird way. Like, Canada doesn't have that problem.
Yeah, it's true.
You can look at our police forces. I'm sure there's plenty of mistakes. Mm-hmm. Some mistakes here and there you can dig up. Mm-hmm. But there's no notable ones. Like, you can feel safe around the cop. Like, it's not like...
Yeah, that's true.
You know what I mean?
I still don't feel safe.
You don't feel safe, but I feel safe. Yeah. But that's the messed up part. Is like member of the police are supposed to be respected by the community. Mm-hmm. They're supposed to be the protectors, right? Mm-hmm. When you're actually killing people,
yeah.
What kind of... So, like, my question is, it's like, I know before you join a police academy, this, that, and that, you're supposed to do all these tests, right?
Yeah.
Psychological, this, that. Mm-hmm. But is it just like a one-time thing?
So, I don't know. Like,
is it being done every 5 years? Every 3 years?
I honestly think they should have a psych evaluation every year.
Something. Whatever.
Right? Like
that guy, there was a picture, and I'm sure it wasn't photoshopped or nothing. That guy gave 0 fucks.
Yeah.
And that's a cop. That's a guy supposed to play this role as a person who's supposed to be abiding the law, protecting him, whatever. But this motherfucker was, he didn't give a shit.
Dude, and
so like I feel like there's a systematic issue at hand here. I think, as weird as this sounds, mm-hmm. I feel like it's more than racism. I don't think it's just racism. I think there's like a complex level of... There's a complex issue at hand.
No, you gotta say, yeah, there's a complex issue at hand, but that issue starts from racism. And the reason is because, like, there's cases where there's been white people, like, I don't want to turn this into a race war, but it is becoming a race war. There's places,
yeah, I feel like, yeah.
There's places where, like, white people are in worse situations but are getting off a lot easier. I just saw a clip from 3 weeks ago, I forgot the gentleman's name, but basically this dude had a machete in one hand and a kitchen knife in another, and he was swinging at the cops. And the cops took him in safely without killing him, without hurting him even.
Right.
Dude had a machete and a knife.
Where was this though?
Down south in the States. Okay. I forget exactly where it was.
Because that's the problem, right? Sometimes we can bring out an example of a good and bad, but it's almost, it could be a different police station who's never had this type of issue. Like, you know what I mean? Mm-hmm. So, again, I'm not saying there's no racism involved. There's definitely racism involved, because otherwise this wouldn't happen this often, right?
Yeah.
But what's the issue? Why are cops this fucked up?
Yeah.
Right?
But, like, again,
why... Is it low pay? Is it just fucking next level stress? Is it, are they having all these psychological issues, but are they just given fucking prescription medication? Are like, oh, here's your regular dosage, go fuck yourself. Mm-hmm. Is it like the cumulative effect of that? Right? Mm-hmm. Why is everybody so on edge and fucked up right now?
Being a cop? Yeah, definitely. These cops do need to get, like, better evaluation. Especially cops in demographics where, like, in populations where there's, like, a demographic of young black males.
Yeah.
They need to definitely fix their shit over there. Because that's where all this shit's happening.
Yeah.
Like, anytime there's
Minneapolis, is that, like, predominantly black area?
I think, isn't Minneapolis in Minnesota? I think I think that's more white than anything.
Okay, so then that kind of makes sense. Racism kind of makes sense. Right?
Anytime where, these white fools want to protect their people and...
Yeah, again, I mean, I'm glad everybody on social media has reacted the way they have. Mm-hmm. I'm glad that they got fired. I'm glad that even the city, the town, they've been protesting.
Yeah.
I just saw a clip. It was all white people that was protesting. So, I mean... But that's a good start. Definitely a good start. Like, if you as a community feel ashamed of your police station, local police station, then that's a good sign, at least.
Yeah. No, agreed. One thing, so now, the whole protesting situation is kind of awkward right now. Again, because of COVID, is protesting the safest way to do it?
Yeah, I mean, it works more than anything. You're right. Safety is always a concern, but sometimes when you're so emotionally rattled like that, it's even tough to properly protest, right?
Yeah, no, of course. But now, okay, so this is another thing. In these I don't know if you've seen them, but cops are actually starting to use excessive force during these protests to break them up. And they're using COVID as a crutch in using this excessive force. Like, they just tear gassed a group in the States protesting this situation.
Really?
They just literally just tear gassed him.
Mm-hmm.
And it was a simple protest going down the street, and they used COVID as a
There you
crutch.
go. There you go. What gives them the power and the right? Like, what is happening that's their solution? Like,
Mm-hmm.
yeah, I feel like I know we just did like a quick hot take on it.
Yeah.
But we would very much like one day to do some sort of in-depth research into this and see what we can dig up.
I think we gotta do that soon, and I think we gotta do that with our boy that works in.
We do have a couple of people that actually work in law enforcement. Maybe I don't know how much they can,
So
they feel comfortable talking.
We have friends working in law enforcement. We also have a friend who works with underprivileged youth in Toronto.
Yeah.
Working in like predominantly black areas, predominantly immigrant areas.
In Canada, however.
In Canada, yeah. So their their experience is gonna be slightly different, but he has good takes on it. So we are gonna do it. Just wanted to kind of touch him up because we are recording today. This happened very recently.
Yeah.
One good thing is I see like LeBron, Shannon Sharp, Curry. A lot of people are bringing this up, being like,
yeah,
it's not okay.
You gotta give respect to LeBron. Not once has this guy been silent on any of these issues.
Yeah.
Not once.
Yeah.
So, good for him, man.
And listen, this is the reason why Kaepernick's not in the league right now. Yes, we can talk about how...
Yeah, he took that knee, yeah, I know. But, see, remember how we were talking about Michael Jordan's, I guess, political activism, I guess, a couple of episodes back?
Yeah.
I think Kaepernick is the closest thing that we've seen a person trying to do something. Like, I don't think if he talked all that shit on Twitter and Instagram, I'm pretty sure he'd still be in the league. But the fact that he took that knee on that day, was it Independence Day or Memorial Day, whatever, that, it sent shockwaves. And then that was the end of his career, really.
But that being said, he actually got consulted by a war vet about that. Do you know that?
No.
So he actually talked to someone from the U.S. Army. And basically, he initially didn't want a knee. He initially just wanted to sit. And when this vet found out, the vet actually reached out to him, and then they had a conversation. And the vet was just like, you don't have the right to sit during the national anthem. Do not sit, but do what we do for our fallen brothers on the battlefield.
Which is take a knee.
Take a knee. So what thing the military does is when their brothers in arms fall, they take a knee. And so this was like, so he's not disrespecting the army. Yeah,
but
right. So a lot of people.
Media has a way of portraying a certain message, and they did it very successfully. Very successfully.
Well, now he doesn't have a job.
Yeah. Yeah, man. It's like everybody's on edge, man. No one's in the middle anymore. Like you gotta realize, I don't know what the fuck went through the one cop who had his knee on this gentleman's neck, and the 3 other cops who were just fucking doodling around.
Doing nothing.
Yeah, they probably found it enjoyable. That's the fucked up part.
That's fuck.
That's what I'm saying. That's what... Imagine the chemicals that has to be fucking wrong with these people. They're probably so numb to these situations.
Yeah.
That it becomes like they don't understand that they're dealing with a human life.
Yeah.
Right? And that's the messed up thing.
No, you know what something else messed up is? The lawyer for one of the cops actually went out and said, we shouldn't be passing any judgment on these cops right now because it's too hot of an issue. We should let everything settle down before we take any steps.
The fuck does that even mean?
That means prolong shit so that shit doesn't get done.
Yeah.
It's basically what like my lawyer says about my speeding tickets. Keeps delaying my court date so that the prosecutor doesn't show up.
Here's the thing. Like lawyers, I don't know who the... I mean, I guess that's a lawyer hired by the police or something like that. I don't know. Anyways, I guess he's just doing his job.
Look, man. One thing I do
That's gotta be a shit day for that lawyer. Could you imagine?
Hey, man. If you're a lawyer, it's whoever pays you more.
They definitely have a moral compass somewhere.
Do they?
They must, on some level. I'm pretty sure even OJ's lawyer fucking had
Bro. What was the main lawyer? I know I think Kim Kardashian's dad was part of the team.
Yeah.
But what was the main lawyer? I forget.
Shapiro. Something Shapiro.
Well, sounds like Ben Shapiro's dad. One thing I do have to say that you brought up before we're gonna jump to the NBA soon. One thing that you brought up was you saw white people protesting too. I think in situations about race, situations about immigration, all these type of situations, white people do need to stand up.
Yeah, because it's like unfortunately it's your color that is labeled as the enemy.
Mm-hmm.
Right?
It's easier,
It sucks.
when we see racism against immigrants in the country, when we see racism against, other people, it's the citizens, say, for example, if you're on a bus and there's a racist on the bus yelling at, a person who doesn't speak the language properly, like a Spanish, an Indian, a Chinese, right? A citizen of that country should be the one defending him, not another immigrant. Because when it's another immigrant, it's just it's just him helping out his friend.
No. I think anybody should do it, but it's gonna be perceived that way. I feel like you can't, stop that, right?
No, but if it's another citizen of that country that I'm talking about just the thing, right? If it's someone who can speak, who seems like you, who speaks like you, it's easier to diffuse the situation if it's that person rather than another person that you don't understand, right?
That depends though. You gotta have some people just don't have the guts to do it sometimes.
Yeah, I know.
You can't have that against them, but I definitely feel like if somebody of that color, race, not race, because you don't know the race of all, whatever.
Yeah.
That color citizen stands up and defends. It's certainly good.
Mm-hmm.
But here's the thing. I've been in a bus where this native Indian person just started going off in the bus about how everybody else stole their land. And that everybody, a brown guy, a fucking Chinese guy, and a white guy just ganged up on this dude after. But it was just verbal,
yeah, no, but that's that's a situation where this Native American guy probably has some sort of issue. There's no there's got to be something wrong with the person to start something on a bus.
Yeah.
The same way there's got to be wrong with the cop to be putting his knee into a guy's neck. But it's up to society as a whole to kind of say, that's not okay.
Yeah. But man, that cop gave zero fucks.
Man, fuck I don't think that, I'm not gonna I have his name. I'm not gonna say his name. Fuck that guy. Doesn't deserve it.
Exactly.
George Floyd.
Yeah, rest in paradise, I guess.
Yeah, man.
That's so fucked up, dude.
Yeah. Okay, we're gonna take a little bit of a left turn. Talk about something a little bit more.
Yeah, definitely. It's got to be a left turn after that.
We gotta take a left turn. If you guys have any thoughts, comments, concerns, please reach out to us. We know it's a weird time out there, but
actually, we want to know your takes on this matter and whatever the fuck we talked about for this subject in particular about corruption, other bigger complex issues at hand. What do you guys think? I think that'll be something great. And obviously, we like this podcast to be more of an open discussion too. Honestly, if you have hot takes, other than LeBron James is the GOAT, let us know, and then we can fucking give you a shout out and even
Well, I mean, LeBron James is a GOAT isn't really a hot take. It's more of the fact. So.
No. We're not getting into it today.
This guy showed me the Dikembe Mutombo finger wag.
That's right.
All right. NBA and sports in general talks about everything coming back.
Who the fuck is coming back right now? NBA, NHL,
NBA, NHL.
I don't know, man. I don't follow NHL 1 second for
So NHL already, I think, has a plan that was released about them coming back.
Right.
Soccer and a lot of the world has come back.
Yeah.
So let's kind of go off about. Okay, how do we want to attack this? Okay, let's just quickly talk about sports coming back in general without fans. I don't know. Have you seen any of the soccer games?
No.
Okay.
I've only seen the UFC one. That's it.
Right, but even the UFC, how do you feel? No fans? How does that?
UFC works with no fans.
Because you can hear the fighters and stuff, right?
You can hear the punches being thrown and landed. I think that's fucking sick. Soccer, don't give a shit. Basketball, don't give a shit.
What? You don't give a shit about watching basketball?
No fans. Like it's whatever to me. Like obviously, I would prefer fans because it's like you see what's happening.
Yeah.
Right. In a fight, it's a little different because there's I don't know. There's something about a nice punch being landed that's kind of cool without sound.
Oh yeah, you can actually hear like.
And also another thing is in fighting too, especially in boxing and UFC, it's like fans think a punch is landed, they have a reaction, and that sways the judges' scorecard as well.
Yeah.
That tends to happen a lot, actually.
Yeah, you said this before. Yeah.
That gets stopped.
Okay.
But in basketball, it's fact. Like the. Whatever, the fucking layups and dunks happening.
I mean, fouls.
Maybe the goaltends are a little more clear, but other than that, soccer, the same thing. I would prefer the fans. Obviously, 100% I would prefer the fans because it's a vibe and a half. Like,
that's one thing, man. Like, I feel like, especially in team sports, you vibe off of your fans. Like, I noticed that in soccer and ball too. Like, if you have like people cheering you on, there's like a different emotion you get on the court, on the field.
For sure. Like, do you ever think like a LeBron would get a fast break dunk and then scream like he usually does?
Yeah.
Like, it's gonna look so fucking stupid. But it'd be lit though. If he does scream, I'll give him props.
Yeah.
It's like, yo.
That'd be pretty hype.
Yeah.
I mean, okay. So they are thinking about bringing it back. NBA is thinking about bringing it back mid-July.
Yeah.
And so starting their training camp, because they want to do it, so all NBA teams had asked for like a 3-week training camp, so they would plan on starting their training camp from the last week of June. Okay.
What does that mean? Like, what do you mean when they ask for it?
So they want, like, you know how before the season starts, every team has a training camp where they like really get into it together, because like every athlete is training by themselves every day of the week. Like, that's a given.
But I would think it'll be all right to have their own training sessions right now as a group. Or
no, they're still not allowing. They're still not allowing like group things. Some cities.
I thought it was though, right? They technically can.
No, they're only allowing like a maximum of like 3 to 5 people in an area at the same time, right? So they're gonna do that. There's actually so much to go about this whole NBA situation now. It's like, do they finish the league? Do they play the rest of the league games? Do they go straight to playoffs? How does the playoffs work now?
Yeah.
NBA players, there's actually like a meeting of like 12. I forget who they were.
I know Chris Paul is like the president, right?
Yeah, Chris Paul's like the NBA Players Association president, I think.
Yeah.
And there was like 12 players at this meeting, or 10 or 12
Sure,
players.
LeBron's one of them.
LeBron was there. AD was there. Kawhi was there.
Kawhi? What the
Yeah, he's the leader of he's like the uncalled leader of...
Clippers?
Yeah.
Oh, this like a fucking family head meeting?
Yeah, pretty much.
Oh, I thought this was like an official meeting of, people part of the NBA's Players Association.
It's basically like a meeting that they did. I'm trying to figure out exactly who was on it. I know Kawhi was on it. I know Dame Lillard was on it. Pretty much like a lot of like this was like obviously it was all like a Zoom call. But there was like a lot of high-ranking players on this,
right,
like on this call, and they basically talked about like bringing the
league back and how to do it, or something like that.
It was like a couple of weeks ago. I really want to know exactly who was on it. Let's see if I can quickly find this. League finances.
See, right now would be a good time. If we had a sponsor, we would have given a fucking shout out.
Okay, no, I can't quickly find it. It's like a.
Whatever, man. Google this stuff sometimes.
Yeah, but there was like a lot of hype about it, and basically it was like a decision that the players made that. So yes, we're gonna bring the NBA back.
Is this the meeting where James Harden said he doesn't necessarily prefer coming back so soon?
I'm not sure.
Yeah,
I don't remember. It's a meeting that happened like 2 or 3
By the
weeks
way,
ago.
I also kind of agree with James Harden on this one too.
Why?
Because was it Karl Anthony Towns?
Mm-hmm.
His mom passed away from COVID,
right?
I'm sure there are a lot of players right now that that have family members that are in these critical conditions, or who has whatever diabetes, heart, whatever, respiratory issues. It's hard to keep track of who the fuck stays clean the whole time.
So now, So that's the thing, right? What they're saying is they're not. If the NBA comes back, it's not going to come back like it is. They're going to put it in a bubble. They're going to pick 1 or 2 cities and all the players.
No. Again, even in that bubble, there's a good chance, right? Like, look at what happened in the UFC.
Yeah, that one guy got it, but there hasn't been any cases that he transmitted to anybody yet.
Right. But let's say, some guy goes somehow undetected, whatever, and then he's playing defense. There's a good chance. That's
the whole thing. Like, so one thing they're talking about is there's 3 cities actually in the running for the NBA, right? Those 3 cities were Vegas, Orlando, and surprisingly Toronto.
It's gonna be fucking Vegas.
No, they're actually leaning towards Orlando.
Orlando?
Yeah.
Really?
Because
Vegas doesn't have that much tax.
No, Florida's pretty good with tax too.
What do I know?
I don't know, we ain't American, man. We still gotta pay our Canadian taxes. No, the reason why they're thinking more so Orlando is because of the Disney World, the ESPN facilities there in Disney World. And they have like enough facility to house all these guys and house all the staff that's going to require it.
Easier to broadcast too.
Easier to broadcast too. They have the ESPN facilities, which they have the courts and whatnot. Yeah, so that's what they're kind of leaning towards. Vegas is a close second because they play Summer League in Vegas, so it's already like proven that they can host these type of tournaments.
Yeah, for sure.
And I swear Silver just like threw up Toronto in there just to give Canada some pride and some love. But there's no way they're going to do it in Canada.
Well, Canada is technically safer than U.S.
I know.
No matter which way
I know.
you think about it.
And if you think about housing toward, like in terms of hotels and stuff, they're very close to the ACC. Oh, sorry, no, it's not ACC anymore. It's Scotiabank Arena. Right? So that you can have, like, the players and stuff very close, so they're not, having to travel very far.
Yeah.
And most of Toronto's, like, pretty shut down anyway, so it'd be good.
Yeah, that's the thing.
Like, but they don't want to pay taxes in Toronto.
Yeah.
It's what you said. It's the whole tax situation, right? They're not going to want to do that. They're not going to want to... They're an American company at the end of the day. They don't give a shit about Canada. They want to keep all their money in the States, which is fucking stupid, but...
It'll be difficult to broadcast too.
Not really.
I would assume. I don't know.
Probably be difficult to broadcast, man. Everything's going to be... In fact, I'm actually excited because right now, I think I brought this up earlier, most NBA arenas, they're like set up so that you... Like, cameras are set up in such a way that it doesn't interfere with fan experiences, right? So there's a lot of angles that go undetected. Now, when there's going to be no fans there, they can literally put cameras wherever they want. They can have people, like, running on the sideline where...
Right, you can have all these crazy angles.
Yeah, it's going to be sick.
I mean, you already have those angles. So
you have a lot of angles already. Yeah, NBA is pretty... That's what I like about the NBA, man. Unlike the NFL, like, they're pretty proactive with this shit.
Think so? I feel like NFL has multiple angles too.
Yeah, NFL has a lot of angles too, but NBA is like always looking for like a way to improve the game, a way to like bring like fan entertainment.
Because man, NFL, there's something about the Super Bowl. This like does not matter. The arenas will sell out.
Oh yeah,
the money will come.
Yeah,
it's what it is. I was thinking about a question. Oh yeah. So, NBA Live or NBA Pass.
League Pass.
League Pass. Does that allow you to watch, stream games online?
Yeah.
Like, live?
Yeah.
Oh,
it's the whole point of NBA League Pass. So, you stream every game online, live. You just gotta pay for it.
Is that gonna be free?
My guy, you think any of this is gonna be free?
Well, if they want fans.
It's okay, man. Shh, don't tell them we got a streaming site. Shh.
Yeah, that's true.
Don't shut us down.
No,
NBA.
but it'll be good for them to make it free for 3 months, 100%. They can make the money back easily with sponsors, and then if you want to increase viewership, fucking do that.
So, okay, on the way home from work, I was.
But then they're gonna make sure the servers have the capacity to handle all the traffic, whatever this and that.
Oh yeah,
the technical side of it, yeah, they can deal with. But I feel like, there's something's cooking. I feel like there has to be some incentive because I feel like.
I mean, most games are going to be on TV anyways.
Oh, will it?
Yeah, most games... Right now, playoff games are on TV, man. You don't have to pay for the big playoff games. As long as you have, like, the...
Well, yeah, I know, but, like, how...
Basic
it's going to be mad awkward, but... whatever, it doesn't matter, right?
What?
Without the fans.
Yeah, but it is
whatever,
what it is.
It is what it is.
One thing that's going to be cool, though, is, like, you know how, like, some games they have, like, mic'd up players? Right now, you'll be able to hear players even more. You can hear, like, people calling, cuts and picks and... what I'm excited for is trash talking, man. I know it's not as bad as it is in the 90s, but still, trash talking is a prevalent game in the NBA.
Yeah.
And they obviously censor all that shit for TV. I want to hear what they... Like, I wonder if we could be able to hear what they say.
Probably do the same thing.
No, but the reason why a lot of it gets censored is because, like, you can't hear the court stuff because of all the fans. That's what I mean by censored, right? I really hope... but then they can't really make it, like, PG-13.
No, that's the thing.
That would be so cool, man. I want to hear, like, people cussing each other out, like, yelling at players.
Yeah.
You know, like Draymond calling out Paul Pierce that year?
Yeah. Draymond's a character.
A character that's not in the playoffs.
Right, yeah.
Well, I mean, depending on the playoffs format that they do.
There's no way Warriors even have a chance.
Oh, yeah, that's true. So there's a couple of... I don't know if you heard, there's actually a couple of different formats. There was one that you saw.
Yeah,
right?
It's the one that was discussed on, like, whatever, ESPN Undisputed and the show with all the Nick read all these fucking analysts.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's kind of like I don't know what's the college NBA
Just like bracket. So what so is that the one where they just do 1 to 16?
The tournament, yeah.
Yeah, it's 1 to 16.
Sweet 16? What the fuck?
Yeah, I don't know. March Madness?
March Madness, yeah.
Round of 16. What they're talking about in that one is they take the top 8 from each side, the ones that are already in playoff contention as of today, May 27th. They just kind of rank them 1 to 16. So in that place, I think Milwaukee comes first, LA comes second, Toronto comes third, Clippers come fourth, and then so on. So then they just do, 1 versus 16, 2 versus 15, and just do like a simple playoff bracket like that. In that case, Toronto would be facing most likely LA in the semifinals, and Milwaukee would most likely face Clippers in the semifinals.
See, that's going to be bad for Toronto.
Why?
I don't think we're going to beat LA Lakers.
Yeah. Well, as it is right now.
As opposed to them following some sort of traditional East versus West type of deal.
Then we face Milwaukee in the conference finals.
There you go.
And we actually have a better chance against Milwaukee than we do against LeBron.
And I feel like, well, we definitely do.
Mm-hmm.
And I feel like Raptors deserve that. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
That I get from a point of entertainment. I don't think the players really give a fuck either. So, I really don't think players care.
Some players care about the format. A lot of players actually care about the format because now there's...
No. I mean, if you're already in the playoffs.
Oh, yeah. If you're in the playoffs. Yeah.
Like, I'm pretty sure if you ask Kyle Lowry, all these guys, you're going to face LeBron. I don't think they're going to give a shit.
That's not... They're not facing LeBron in the first round. It'd basically be the conference finals that they would, hypothetically, if they do that.
Yeah.
So now a lot of players, especially in the West, because like the East, the 9th place team is Washington, and they're like 4.5 games out, so they're not making the playoffs even if you give them the rest of the season.
Yeah.
No, wait, is Washington beating... who's in 7 and 8? I think Orlando and Brooklyn?
They can beat them, but I don't know.
I don't know if they can work their way up into like one of those 7 or 8 spots, so fuck them. But in the West, like from the last 4, so 9, 10, 11, 12 are actually quite tight. And Portland Trailblazers in the mix.
Fuck Dame Lillard.
Pelicans are in the mix, so there's a couple of teams in the mix over there.
I like the Pelicans, man.
Pelicans are going to be our fun team.
That's what I'm saying. I like to see that team actually do something.
So, okay, so this is Dame. Dame is like, he wants a fighting chance to get into the playoffs. Right?
No, yeah. He should be given a fighting chance.
So, okay, so this is all we're talking about hypotheticals. Like, there's so many different ways the NBA can go around this. I think Adam Silver is pretty adamant, though, that he wants 7-game series. He said that. He's like, he doesn't want...
Yeah, you can't... Yeah, you need to.
He's like, he doesn't want to kind of... What's it called?
Stick to the back end of the day 5-game series?
Not even that. He's like, he wants to normalize the NBA as much as possible.
No, 7-game series, if you don't have a 7-game series, you don't get 3-1 comebacks. You don't get none of this shit, right?
I mean, hey, 5-game series worked in the past, just to kind of do it, but he doesn't want to expedite it. He doesn't want to expedite it. He wants, real basketball happening, all that great stuff.
Yeah.
So, in that case...
And that's also another thing, too.
You
got to factor in, if you have 5-game series, I feel like these players will actually go off.
Yeah.
Right?
They don't need to conserve energy.
Yeah, they'll fucking go off. So, well, that's one thing.
That's one thing. There's so much of that. There's okay, so do they continue? Another option is they continue the season.
No.
How many games are left in the season? 15.
Yeah, that's too
Something-
much.
That's way too much. You got to do that and then the playoffs. That'll be too long.
Yeah, because you already lost so much. You gotta.
But then
deep
how
dive
do?
into-
But then how do you keep these guys in? So then do you do a play-in tournament?
Yeah, something like that to quickly decide who the fuck makes.
So
it,
like,
and-
so what some tournaments do is they seed like the top 4 teams, and then they let like 9, 10, 11, 12 come in, and they would play like the bottom tier teams, and if they win those games, they make their way up the playoffs.
gotta let them do that.
There's that. Oh, one thing I gotta say. So they're NBA's pretty like adamant of like starting the season kind of ending by September of this year.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you know, whatever playoffs, whatever happens, ending everything. No, I think they want it earlier. Ended earlier. No,
Yeah.
I think. Yeah, no, if
Whatever.
they start in mid-July, yeah.
July to
September, yeah. They want to end it by September and then start the, I guess, the 2020-2021 season December 25th on Christmas.
That's crazy.
That's what they're doing. So they kind of make the next year shortened, like a lockout year too.
Mm-hmm.
So there's
Whatever. I mean,
So then, you know, they're giving themselves about, if they start mid-July, they're giving themselves 6 weeks to finish off whatever system that they pick.
Yeah.
Right? So play-in tournament would be, you know, what I said, bottom few teams play, like, say, I guess if you say, what is it, 9, 10, 11, 12. So 9 would face 8, 11 would, and 10 would
No,
face 7.
I guess yeah. 9's gotta fit. Yeah.
9 faces 8, 10 faces 7, 11 faces 6, and 12 faces 5. So they play against each other, and then, you know, the winners of those, they do their conference. Another interesting, I was just telling SK, is they think about doing a soccer style tournament.
It's probably the best.
You think so?
Yeah.
Okay, so quickly explain. It's not my idea. This is a Kevin O'Connor from The Ringer. Yeah, so Kevin O'Connor from The Ringer is suggesting a soccer-style tournament. So like in the World Cup, you basically have multiple groups, and the groups play within each other. Top 2 from each group makes it. Usually, the World Cup has 32 teams going in, and if the top 2 from each group make it, because there's groups of 4, 16 teams make the playoffs. Yeah, 16 teams make the playoffs, and then you kind of go from there. Go quarters, semis, finals. Wait, does the World Cup have 64 teams or 32? No, it's 32 teams. Yeah, why am I thinking like I'm an idiot? Anyways, yeah. So
Whatever, some sort of tier-based
mhm.
elimination style.
So what Kevin O'Connor is suggesting, again, to kind of like allow some other teams that have a fighting chance. So it'd be the top 20 teams in the league, which incorporates the 8 playoff teams from the East, 8 playoff teams from the West, and then the next
random motherfuckers.
4 teams all from the West. Because those teams are actually in playoff contention. Fucking Wizards aren't in playoff contention. Right?
That's fine. That's,
Yeah, and I don't think anybody in the
Yeah.
West like cares. I don't
nobody
think
cares.
like Hawks deserve a chance. I don't think New York deserves a chance. What's RJ Barrett gonna do in the playoffs? Lose by 40?
What was he doing in the regular season?
Losing by 30.
Take it up a notch.
So yeah, what would happen there is they would, out of those 20 teams, they divide them into 5 teams, and they would kind of like rank it being like, it'd be like the top 5 teams all separate, then the next 5 teams all separate. So it's not like you can't have like Toronto, Clippers, and Lakers all in the same group, right? To kind of even it out, you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So then they would like divide it, so each group would have 5 teams. The 5 teams would all play each other twice, and then
It's getting cold as fuck, yo.
I know, man. This basement gets fucking. You want to swear?
Nah, but
It's
I wish it was this cold in my room, though.
Dude, I hate it, man.
Why?
That's why I sleep out there.
Yeah, but it's still cold. Like, you should see my fucking room. I broke my AC.
The fuck do you do, man?
No, like, it broke by itself. Not like I broke
I
it.
see the way you take care of that AC. You blast it as much as you can.
Yeah, that's true. And then I had no. My parents broke theirs, and then I gave mine to them. And then now I got a bucket of cold water in my room.
Yo, what about those fans you bought from Canadian Tire?
Fuck, bro. They don't perform. They don't perform up to the task.
Yo, you guys should install like window ACs in your condo.
No, apparently you gotta fucking do some shit. You gotta deal with management.
Oh yeah, anytime you have to do shit, I just give up.
Yeah, no. I'd rather just sweat for a little bit. Just ride out the summer. Fuck it.
Dude.
Anyways, NBA season, you know, whatever. Like, I don't know. I kind of want to get things rolling. Like, I just want it to be over, man. Like, I would prefer this thing be a little traditional as opposed to non-traditional. What I mean by that is let East face out East, West face out West.
Yeah.
Just so Toronto can go farther.
Just so Toronto can make the finals.
And then I would like to see Lakers face certain teams.
Mm-hmm.
Right? I would like to see, even though I understand the finals, you know, Bucks, Lakers, that would still be great.
You want to see Lakers Clippers finals.
Yeah. That's my
But the only way for that to happen is doing non-traditional.
Yeah. But I also want to see my Raptors make it far.
Honestly, I actually, like, if any year...
Like, I would almost prefer Raptors making it far than seeing the Lakers-Clippers finals.
Okay, my thing is, like, NBA seasons, especially the first round, has been so, like most first rounds have been dead. Like, no underdog...
Toronto fucking plays, bro.
No, but even then, like, yeah, we lost our first game to Orlando, but then after we ended up sweeping... We did a sweep right after. We beat them 4 games in a row. It was pretty nonchalant, you know?
Yeah.
They went in, did their shit, come out. It was Orlando, Philly, Milwaukee, Golden State. So that, yeah, the first round was whatever, man. Most first rounds, I don't even remember what happened. Because I didn't bother watching it, like, any other first round games except for Toronto's. Because
yeah.
I don't want to care.
Man, but it's going to be interesting. I want to see who steps up. I feel like it's going to be Lakers and Clippers. They're the 2 teams. And also... Some analysts are saying that can't necessarily rule out the return of Kevin Durant.
Really? Because I heard that Kevin Durant is like, Brooklyn's not going to push him back.
Well, apparently he's had over 400 days of rest, which is actually more than any recorded...
How the hell has he had more than 400 days of rest, my guy? He played against Toronto in the finals.
So that was last June.
Yeah, it's May. A year is 365 days.
Is it...
There's no way he's done more.
Is it June or...
Yeah, he played us in June.
Okay, then who the fuck wrote that article?
Someone almost as stupid as you.
That's fair.
Why'd you believe it?
Oh, I guess if you consider July, maybe it'll work out something like that. Because they played in May. Because they played in May, right?
They played in June. June was the NBA Finals. He played in June. So yeah, if he does July...
So it'll be 340...
365? It'll be like 300... If they play mid-July...
Yeah, it's almost 400.
Okay, yeah, that makes sense. If they play...
Okay, so that... Oh, yeah, that's funny.
It will have been 400 days. But according to other NBA analysts and according to the Brooklyn staff and what they said is...
They don't want to push this guy.
They don't want to push him.
No, that makes sense.
Because last time he got pushed...
That's a career-ending injury. So,
and that's the thing. Last time he got pushed, he pushed himself back against Toronto. And
yeah, well, anyways, I don't think Durant should come back then.
But hey, yeah, if he comes back, then yeah, that's another, narrative to look at. That wouldn't have happened if the NBA, ended the way when it was supposed to end.
Right.
Dude, another thing...
And I don't think he's going to come back.
Yeah.
Just one point. He already made that mistake once.
Yeah. Especially if he ends up having to face Toronto again, he's like, nah, I'm scared. He's like,
I don't know, man. What do you think? How do you think it'll play out, in your opinion?
So what I was saying is, like, right now, with it being COVID and the way how, like, there's been such a hiatus, NBA is going to do something different this year. I feel like the playoff system is going to be something different. Number one, to benefit those 4 teams in the West that have a chance of making the playoffs. And I think more so everyone's doing that because of Dame, because Dame has kind of called out everyone. Because like another thing that I heard, another narrative that I heard is if they stick with their East-West playoff series.
Dame's got a fucking hot take on everything. Man.
Dude, he does. But yeah, they were talking about like if they do their East-West, then they're going to do 5 like pseudo regular season games just to kind of warm up all the teams again. But like, no, like the 5 games aren't going to count towards the actual NBA standings. So at that point, Dame was straight up like, yo, why the fuck would I play and risk my legs if these games don't count for shit?
Yeah.
And the same thing, like, why would LeBron play when he knows playoffs are coming up? Why would all these teams play? So that'd be stupid. I think that they are gonna do a play-in tournament. Maybe
Yeah.
that'd be kind of cool. Another narrative I want to see is I want to see Dame versus Russell Westbrook again. Yo, Trailblazers, Houston. Houston would probably have the edge in that. But watching Dame and Westbrook go at it, because they got some mad beef.
No, I don't think it's. Yeah, but I think I don't see how Portland can beat the Rockets.
It'd be tough. McCollum would have to have like a career series for that to happen.
Yeah.
Because like,
yeah, he's no James Harden though. As much as I hate on the guy, he can still put up 28 points per game.
Cool, Harden? Harden's putting up 35 points a game. Like in that series?
No. In the playoffs, it goes down. But he'll still put up his 28 points per game.
2018 LeBron playoffs went up.
Yeah, Harden's not in the same class as LeBron.
No, that's true.
LeBron's a fucking different animal. I just don't think he's the GOAT, that's all.
All I know is this guy put up 50 against that Golden State team in Game 1 in 2018.
Yeah.
This guy literally like had a triple-double with 50 points. Playing against Durant, Draymond, and Iggy, like all taking turns defending him.
Yeah, but that defense is different though. None of those guys are. Yeah.
Still, the man put up 50 points, my guy. Like, okay,
yeah,
49,
for sure.
But
for sure.
still.
No, it was like 50 something. I think 55, if I'm not mistaken.
Was it? I thought it was 49. I just kept rounding it up. Oh, it might have been. Yeah, it might have been more.
Yeah.
Wait, overtime.
Did he score overtime?
Yeah.
I don't know. I thought he was so pissed off that he didn't score.
Dude, that was just... Oh, man. I still don't know how J.R. Smith had a,
No, he got fired.
And who was it that missed the free throws? Was that Rodney Hood or...
George Hill.
George Hill, yeah.
See, I don't know, man.
Did he miss both free throws or just one?
I forget.
I think he missed both.
Fucking unclutch.
It is what it is. Hey, you never know. He could have hit one of the free throws. They wouldn't even have the opportunity to rebound. And
yeah, but my thing is this: is like, why are we bothered by one game?
Okay. Let's go. I know. Let's go back. NBA final. So how did they go? How does NBA proceed now?
Well, for me, it doesn't. I don't care, honestly. I just want to see basketball.
Yeah.
However form it comes.
Yeah.
And whatever, like, I think I would love to see Clippers Lakers finals just because of the narrative. But
yeah.
If it doesn't happen, whatever. Like,
You're just trying to watch ball at this point.
Yeah. But I'm more interested to see who's gonna step up. That's my thing.
Especially after a hiatus like this.
Yeah. I think if I can name a bunch of players, it'll be LeBron, Kawhi, Giannis.
Mm-hmm.
I don't trust Embiid. I don't know. Maybe Embiid.
No, I don't trust Embiid either.
Dame will try. Russ will try. The reason I say try, because for some odd reason, man, Dame is different, but with Russ, I feel like he's just like a Kobe. He's his own worst enemy.
Oh yeah, like he'll shoot himself out of the game.
But except Kobe, well, I don't know. Kobe was so good that he'll find himself back in the game somehow.
Yeah.
But Russ is just...
Yeah, Russ will literally shoot himself out. Well, one good thing about Russ is this year, he hasn't been taking as many outside shots. He's controlled himself a little bit.
Because we got our boy James Harden.
You think James Harden steps up? Or, I mean,
he should. Listen, I don't like his playing style. I feel like it's very overrated. I think him as a scorer, he can score, but I don't think he's one of the all-time great scorers. Maybe, you know what, maybe top 5. You know what, but he's at 5th. Like, I don't even think...
5th in the NBA right
now? In terms of ability, you know what, maybe I'll give him 3rd right now.
In terms of scoring ability?
Yeah.
You would say, so out of the...
Okay, actually, you know what? No.
Durant, Kawhi, Giannis, LeBron, AD.
No, he's better than Giannis in terms of scoring.
Okay, yeah, no, fair enough. And in terms of pure scoring, if you're talking about pure scoring...
Honestly, I give LeBron the edge over Harden. I don't give a fuck.
In terms of pure scoring, too?
Yes.
Really? I'd say LeBron's obviously the better player.
Listen, my whole thing about... I've never seen Harden post up. Have you?
No.
What the fuck are we talking... What are we talking about here?
Step back J.
I don't care. like I need to see different ways of scoring. Maybe that's the problem. Is like if that step back J doesn't work, then stop stepping back all the time.
And that's what catches him in the finals because he has like a limited set of moves, and he honestly hasn't shown up in the finals yet.
Yeah. So LeBron can at least post up, drive in. I mean, James Harden can drive in, but LeBron can post up. He can do this shit. He's got a couple of turnaround J's. It's not consistent, but whatever. Kevin Durant, Kawhi definitely a better scorer. Even Paul George is a better scorer. I think overall.
Yeah.
Because I've seen Paul George still be a little dominant in the post. Like he's not as great, but
Kevin Durant's not going to be in the playoffs, so we shouldn't be counting him right now.
Okay, I'm talking overall, but if you talk about who's in the playoffs right now, I feel like Kawhi, LeBron, even AD. I don't know.
Yeah, AD has a bag.
Give and take.
AD has a pretty big bag.
Yeah, AD. Definitely LeBron. Who else? I don't know. Like, I'm hesitant to give Jason Tatum and guys like that credit yet. I gotta see them more.
Yeah, no, of course.
More, but
of course.
Chris Paul, like,
dude,
Chris Paul's a fucking. He's so sick.
A scrappy fight, man. He literally has OKC in the playoff contention.
Right, that's my thing. I don't necessarily credit scoring in terms of the average. Like, yeah, I get that you can score more this much. I look at more so the ability
of like creating plays, winning games.
Different ways of scoring, variations of scoring. How can we I feel like Harden, you can only, as a coach, you can only give him one offensive set to run. Like, you know what I mean? With guys like Kobe, like, you can put him anywhere on the floor, he can get buckets. That's the difference. And I think the only person in the playoffs that you can say that about is Kawhi.
Give him the ball anywhere. I mean, LeBron's pretty much like that too, but
not as good as Kawhi. Like, and that's the thing. I feel like people need to. LeBron is not as comfortable. Like, if you give him at the top of the key, result is whatever. He'll get to the basket.
Yeah.
But if it's on one of the sides,
like one of the wings, that
on
makes
the
sense.
Wings, I've never seen LeBron be that good on the wings. He doesn't have like certain move sets where he'll dream shake, what a post up dream shake and a fadeaway. Like, he can do it. He has the ability, but he's not consistently doing it. It's not. He's got to think about it before he does it. With Kawhi, it's almost whatever. You give him wherever he wants it, and he'll make something work. That's the same thing about Kobe too. Like, they had no virtual weakness, right? They can make something happen out of anything.
Yeah.
I look at that as the ability as opposed to just scoring. Like Kyrie. If Kyrie was present in the playoffs, he'll be one of the top scorers.
Oh, Kyrie is present in the playoffs. He's like 7th or 8th seed.
But isn't he hurt? The same...
No, he came back.
Came back? Oh.
Yeah, he's been playing.
Okay.
I don't know how effective he's going to be because, like, again, Kyrie is unproven in the playoffs by himself. Think about what he did with Boston last year.
No, but see, for me, that's all anybody who's small. There's not a lot of people who can do it by themselves who's small.
I don't know, man. Derrick Rose did it.
As much as he could.
Yeah, again, yeah, true.
Everybody hits a wall. Even Westbrook, man. Westbrook,
Lillard
the greatest athlete to...
Lillard, took it to Golden State, and then after they couldn't win, but they still took it to Golden State last year.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, at the end of Allen Iverson was the closest to ever getting it done. Right? Mm-hmm. And that's it.
Yeah, man.
Even Isaiah Thomas from the Detroit Pistons, he had a stacked squad.
Like, oh, jeez. No, he just had bullies on his team.
Yeah, but IT was... I mean, he was tough motherfucker, but he's
a real guy.
But yeah, I feel like whatever, it'll play out. I'd like to see who steps up. I like to see who honors Kobe at the end of it all.
You know who I think is gonna honor Kobe?
Yeah, listen, man.
You know, I think like LeBron is got that Mamba mentality into him after.
Listen, man. So does Kawhi.
But after that passing, I think LeBron is just gonna do something else.
I hope. Like, listen, man. Whoever steps up, I give him credit. Like, even when LeBron was mounting that comeback in 2016, I was all for LeBron. For me, if you're like on that clutch shit, I'm all about it.
Yeah.
Like last year, the year before last year, when he was making all this stuff, I didn't give a fuck because like it felt like he was playing against kids. There were no grown mans until the finals. Even then, there were a bunch of fucking, like, you know what I mean? Bunch of sissies all fucking squatted up. Like, for me, it was not interesting. Miami Heat, those finals were better. Like, against the Spurs, that was some tough people he had to go up against.
Yeah.
So anytime he came up clutch, I would cheer for that. Like,
Yeah.
I want him to achieve that greatness, but man, still, man.
Well, that's why
Kawhi's in the way.
Yeah, no, it's gonna be a tough game against Kawhi.
Listen, man, people underrate Kawhi. Kawhi is right up there with LeBron as the best player.
Well, I think people like rate him now that after what he did with Toronto, what that Toronto.
Yeah, I don't think people realize how tough that is. By the way, Nick Nurse was a first-year coach.
Mm-hmm.
He got that motherfucker a ring first year.
Yeah.
That's not something you can say about anybody else.
Yeah.
Right? I like Kawhi, the calmness in him is the scary part. He just trusts the process. I don't think he bitched about Nick Nurse drawing a play for Serge Ibaka to take a three. I forget which game it was.
Yeah.
Like, he didn't care. It was just like, whatever, let's get it done.
He didn't pull a Pippen and try to walk off the court.
Right.
It's like...
Dude, I don't think people realize how similar Kawhi's career has been to Jordan's. It's not even funny. Like, first off, physically, the big hands.
Yeah.
He's the only guy since Jordan to have Jordan-esque hands at that size. Mm-hmm. Second, the defensive players. Mm-hmm. Like, defensive player of the year, whatever.
Yeah.
And that mid-range post, efficiency, all that stuff. He's coming back. The shot, the only other player you can actually... After Jordan is Ray Allen, who has the shot. And then it's Kawhi. The shot.
What about Kyrie's shot? No, I mean, I guess they still had time on the clock. They saw about a minute on the clock.
Yeah, it wasn't as clutch.
Okay.
But nonetheless, it is certainly a shot. Mm-hmm. Right? But Ray Allen's and Kawhi's.
I think Kawhi's just like... I think just because of the whole hype behind Toronto and the amount of times it bounced.
Yeah.
And how Kawhi
everything. It was iconic. Like, it was as iconic of a shot as you can get. And then, dude... Jordan took Nike to a next level. This guy is taking New Balance to a next level. Like, if he wins multiple championships, the narrative is gonna be, oh shit, he's in the same class with Kobe and Bron and MJ. Mm-hmm. And then that's it. It's like he's in his class by himself, not by himself, like with all these all-time greats.
Yeah.
And then New Balance, you don't think that's the stock's gonna rise?
Of course. Damn, how did this conversation go from playoffs to
Kawhi? Fuck.
Kawhi glorification.
Yo, man. Still my MVP.
No, for sure. Oh, one thing I was going to say. So with playoffs, I don't know, have you seen the NHL playoff format?
No.
So NHL is like given their official playoff format release. I'm not sure if they're going to continue with 7 games or they're going to play 5 games. I got to look at that. But what they did is the top 4 teams are seeded. And then the next 4 teams, it's like a play-in tournament for those 4 teams. So it's like teams 5, 6, 7, 8 are going to play 9, 10, 11, 12. Mm-hmm. But one really, really weird thing. So that's a good thing that gives like so Toronto Leafs actually get a chance now to make playoffs. But one weird thing is that I find it super weird. So their draft system is they're going to do the draft lottery before the playoffs start. Okay? Yeah. So teams already know what they're getting before the playoffs start. So a team like Leafs has the chance of winning first draft pick. But if any of the play-in teams win the top 3 draft picks or something, and they make it to the second round of the playoffs. So if Toronto, going in, because they aren't a good team this year, but they go in, they win the first number 1 draft pick, then they win their game because they get scrappy, they just get hyped up and they win that, go to second place of the second round of the finals, they lose their draft pick. Does that make sense to you?
Not really.
So basically, like, the draft lottery happens. Like, everyone knows, okay, you know, Leafs get this draft, Oilers get this draft, Montreal Canadiens get this draft, right? Then
but the Leafs are eliminated, right?
So
if they lose, they lose.
So right now, as it is, if the playoffs were to start and they only do the top 8 teams in the Western Conference, Leafs don't make it. But because they're going to play in tournament, Leafs have a chance of going up. So if they go up and they win their game, then they have to give up their draft. But if they lose their play-in tournament game, then they keep their draft. So what incentive does a team have, a team like Toronto being like, okay, can't they just stop and think, be like, oh, we probably don't have a chance of winning it, so let me just lose on purpose to keep my draft pick? Doesn't that sound a little like... That just sounds a little weird to me. Like, by that logic, why are they doing the draft lottery before this playoff start? Why don't they just do the draft lottery after the playoffs?
Yeah, that's weird.
Yeah, I just want to bring it up because that's like another, national sport.
But what's the reaction to that?
I haven't seen one of the reaction. I literally just found out like on Sportsnet, like right before I left work.
What? That doesn't make any sense.
Right, that was my reaction too. So me and my boy, we're just looking at it.
Most likely, we probably understood it wrong.
No, because me and him, we looked at it like for a while. We're like, what the fuck is going on? I mean, you know what? There's a high chance that I'm not a...
Yeah, you probably that went so over your head.
Let's just hope NBA doesn't do... Well, NBA is not going to do some dumb shit. They're going to do their draft lottery after.
Yeah.
Draft and stuff. Anyways, I mean, you want to talk anything else?
Nah, man. Feel like we went all over the place today. But whatever, it's just one of those podcasts. It's like...
Just one of those kind of days.
One of those kind of days. Hopefully next week we can get a guest.
Yeah. God, people... I mean, we've been saying we're going to get a guest for the last 3 podcasts.
Yeah, but it's like COVID, man. Like, it's tough to...
By the way, if anyone knows how to set up, like, how to get Zoom calls and record them so that we can have the guests without them physically being here, please let us know, because I don't know how to do that.
You gotta get a professional account or something like that.
I don't know how to do that.
Me neither. But anyways, yeah. Our producer's on vacation.
What producer?
Hey, man. She's on vacation right now.
Okay, if you say so.
Maybe we can get her to look that up.
True. All right, man. Thank you for being with us this week.
Yeah. I'm pretty sure the sounds of me eating potato chips is going to be all over this podcast.
It's okay, man. Ramadan's
yeah, it is what it is, man.
Ramadan's over. We can eat. I can eat, even though I haven't been eating much. Thank you for being here with us, guys.
Yeah.